Crew out of Georgia.
Good.
Not a lot of labels stick. Not positive ones anyway.
That's Carlos Alvarado, as I mentioned earlier, former competitor out in the Asian continent.
I say a huge thanks to our friends at Ram Trucks, the 2021 Motor Trend Truck of the Year. Visit ram.com to learn more. We're coming up to 10 minutes, just over 2 minutes remaining.
You're right now. That's right, yes.
So we have just one athlete left on the field.
Oh, but yeah, I'm definitely toasted. Wow. Came out too hot.
Final 3 laps. A little sprint across the finish line. That will do it for heat number 1. Anthony Davis, AD, may be standing for all day because what a performance he's had from event 1 and event 2.
Anthony took a page out of Mal O'Brien's book, said, forget the earlier heats, I want to lead from the front. Jumps out to an early lead towards the middle portion of that round to 12 and 9, actually expanded upon his lead despite
After this is going to be rough.
a little bit of pressure from Street Corner at the end. It was smooth sailing for Anthony Davis. Gets an event win and a record to start the day. Comes out, a very different test. Blows away the field to win his heat as well. It's as much as you can ask for an athlete returning to competition.
I tell you what's scary is usually saying heat 2 or 3 can learn how to do this better. It's like, well, guess what you have to do? You have to run faster. If you want to beat the time set by Anthony Davis, your heat results presented by Thorne Anthony Davis, 6:55. Street Warner, though, a lot closer than it appeared to be early on, just 13 seconds behind him, and Paul Castillo in third at 7:17. But the time to beat for Heat 1 is set, and that is set by Anthony Davis. Heat 2 coming up next.
one? No, 1 month?
No, you can have one left.
From 1 month.
Happy about that. That's probably better. This one. I don't know what I did over there.
Your amazing programming somehow allows me to improve all the countermeasures.
You are capable of improving. That's not what it is. I don't know what it is. But I know it's not.
One more?
Can't count to 16.
How big is it?
Everything's set up. Hey, 10.
One heat down, 2 heats left to go for the individual man, and event number 2 sponsored by Rams Trucks. We saw quite the performance by Anthony Davis, building off what he did in the snatch event after that CrossFit event record. Setting the time to beat for individual event, the thruster run 3.0.
You see those heavy dumbbells? Well, you're going to use those for 63 thrusters, starting at 18 and going down to 3 by 3 reps each round. A little 200-meter jump in between.
Your late assignments, sponsored by CBD-MD. Got a few big names in this field as well. But one of those athletes that could make a turnaround from event 1 to event 2 could be down in lane 10, Drew Raymond.
Yeah, Drew Wyman is a guy who's been so close to qualifying in the past years. After doing some damage control on the snatch, going to look to start his climb once we get into some more of the lengthier events here over the weekend.
Drew definitely known for his work capacity under fatigue, but a 300-pound snatch from Kevin Schutz.
Yeah,
At
Kevin,
6'1" and 205, this should be a pretty good one for him as well.
another one of those athletes that has had some success at regionals, but really looking to break through finally.
I like how you don't breathe when you do
Top
this.
5 finish from snatch will certainly set you off right.
Heat number 2 underway. As they'll make their way to their first set of dumbbells, 18 reps. These dumbbell thrusters at 70 pounds apiece. We said after heat 1 with Anthony Davis's time of 6:55, it's a tough, tall order coming into heat 2. And an event that has that many heavy thrusters, knowing that now you're going to have to beat them, or you're going to have to run faster, not just hang on the dumbbells.
I imagine a lot of athletes looked at Anthony Davis's performance in the snatch and were like, oh, okay. And then they just saw him blitz heat 1 and they probably think, come on, man. Really? I thought this was where I was going to pick up some points on it.
For the lead out of the gates, you actually have Taylor Self. So Anthony Davis, as we said before, takes event 1, takes heat 1. For more on that performance, let's go down to Derek Forrest.
Yeah, thanks guys. Yeah, I just talked to Anthony Davis after that event. He gave me some information that says in 2018, version 2 of that event, he took second in the graded game. So don't be surprised if he comes out of heat 1 again to take another event, guys.
I won't be surprised at all after that performance he had so far. 6:55 is going to be a tall order. And 2 athletes early off the bat are trying to keep pace with that. And you can see that unofficial time in the bottom left corner of your screen, 65.81.
And Taylor Self on the right side of your screen, one of these athletes that I think could fit the bill that Jason Hopper had last week. Speaking with Hopper, he trains with Self from time to time. He was saying, hey, more often than not, Self beats me in training. You know, I tend to do a little bit better in competition, but he has all of the goods to be a games athlete. Given what Jason did in week 1, you know, we got to be on the lookout for another athlete in a similar vein. Taylor Self could be the man.
Self off to a good start after the round of 18 and 15. Has a slight lead on Philip Muscalera. They're keeping pace. Up in lanes 1 and 2. You have Mitch Wagner and Garrett Clark. So we have 4 men making their way to the dumbbells for the set of 12. And if 4 events or 4 heats of this event have taught us anything, this is where the real work begins after that 18-15 fatigue sets in. And these 12 thrusters against 70 pounds apiece. Mitch Wagner, he's sitting in lane number 1. Garrett Clark to his right. So you see Taylor Self and Phil Muscarera. Working through a set of 12. Self gets a no rep. And like we saw with Mount Ryan, that looked more like just a technical glitch than a fatigue failure rep, as he just had 1 rep to go. But that opened the door for Philip in lane number 6.
And honestly, for Taylor, that could be a blessing in disguise. He's able to get a little bit of his lungs back from that 1 break, and it wasn't necessarily out of, like we said, out of fatigue, but more technique. Might see him empty the tank here on these later runs.
We have 4 coming in. We have Anton Foss in lane 5. He's actually moved himself in a tie for 2nd place with Garrett Clark in lane number 2. Mitch Wagner above in lane number 1. And Philip Muscarella is done with 12s as he advanced to 9. Now he takes a little bit of a walk, and that opened the door a little bit for Anton Foss. We'll see who picks it up first. And Foss will get it to his shoulders. Like we've seen, is this 9.63. There's not a lot of time and room here to beat people on the dumbbells if you can hang on. It's going to come down to these last 2 runs. Muscarella takes a break. And Anton Foss takes the lead. As he'll advance his dumbbells at the same time, Mitch Wagner, you can see in the upper part of your screen, taking off on the run. So now your leader is Foss over in lane 5. Wagner above him in lane number 1. And this is the last run before our final 3 reps. They have 2 more runs. They're advancing to 6, so 2 more runs left in this event.
Actually coming to embrace my style. Some of these big owners are getting in such a hurry that
Wayman just finishing up his set of 9.
Yes.
How do you price nothing?
Mitch Wagner
This
lane number 1.
is what we're built. This is these stories.
Hasn't really lost any ground to Anton Foss.
Price to build it. You just guess.
Coming up on the 6-minute mark already.
Does it scare you? What do you want to shoot at?
And they're only in the round of 6.
Did your
I was going to say, that just highlights how fast Anthony Davis was moving that early heat, because so far so good for Anton Foss and Mitch Wagner, who Mitch is a 2-time finisher inside of the top 10 at
All you gotta do is
regions.
miss that on 1 job. You guys can be serious shit. One job.
The leads change again as Wagner had a faster transition.
If you don't know what's going on, you just guess really high and hope they accept it.
Is leading into this last run, so this will be the last run before our final 3 thrusters. And Wagner is starting to extend the lead on Anton Foss.
Not quite like that.
But the time for Anthony Davis at 6:55 looks like it will stand for at least one more heat.
Got an offset wrist, so we'll call it 880.
Wagner is extending his lead another 10 yards on Foss.
Well, he already had marked on the other one, but that's a contingency.
So he'll come to his dumbbells for one last time for 3 more
Already
reps.
marked up prices you have.
Yeah, there you go.
Good. God.
Now Street Horner's time was 7:08.
Not always.
Holds on to second. With Paul Castillo's time was 7:17.
Not always.
In third, so our first heat unofficially should still be maintaining.
They get all better
the
when they bring
top
these
spot, says Matt.
limited
Mitch
information.
Wagner
Like,
crosses the finish
information
line.
requires me to offset risk. And they say yes, but you know.
Mitch Wagner at the end of that workout to really separate himself from Anton Foss.
Oh, just not the internet
They not
companies.
beat the top 3 times from the previous heat, but it's
Mid-sized commercial shit, which is could be better jobs anyway.
Those first 3 guys are well accomplished athletes.
Is that like
Garrett Crawford finishing one Gamboa just on his heels, and that'll be a very close finishing time between the two. Clark had
What else did we get
Gamboa
on?
breathing down his neck.
mixed use where it's, you know, they might have a couple levels of parking and retail, then condos on the top, that kind of crap.
Austin Spencer is in.
Understood that. Living on top of a business.
And the out early run.
There's some places like that over off of Center, like 168th, I think, or 108, somewhere around there like that. Yeah, there's like apartments on top of the building, businesses.
Center. Can't picture it there. There's
Somewhere
some out
around
in Elkhorn like that now.
Two no
They're
reps
putting them in
a row.
at, in La Vista, that city center has it like that. The first level's all like bars and restaurants and shit, and apartments above. There's a bunch of it like that downtown.
In La Vista?
84th between Giles and Harrison.
Melrose still has a run and 3.
Yeah, like you live below a restaurant, wouldn't you just smell that shit all the time?
Everything he can to get what the judge is asking
All the
for.
time.
There's also some of them in Millard right there where the old stockade was. Millard Ave or 132nd and a little south of Center or south of Bell.
We've seen 2 different versions
Right there in the main part of Millard.
Out early, finishing first, out
Again,
early,
when you have a space where you
finishing towards the
can
back.
build up for cheaper than buying new land,
The athletes that have been able to lead
if there is any.
out early and maintain the lead so far. Now Ryan wins.
I know like the Millard one, they were trying to do that community deal where
Anthony Davis.
there was supposed to be like a small hometown grocery store and a pharmacy and restaurants and then condos and then there was some senior living and stuff so that like everything they needed was right there.
Mitch
But
Wagner
that didn't
finishes
go over
first
so
in
well.
his heat.
Didn't go over so well?
I think they finally got full, but it's not like a bunch of the business spaces sitting empty. I think lodge or whatever. There's one bar and grill in there, like a tax service,
Free. Oh, shit.
but there's not a. They haven't completely filled the retail up.
Oops.